You are about to find out the key levels for all the big earning names coming out after hours today. So we got Palantir, Lucid, Chegg, Paramount, Beyond Meat are the key ones we're going to be looking at today. So to get straight into it, we'll be starting off on Palantir right now. We're down about 2.8% on the day, and we're sitting around $17.70. Now, what are key support and resistances? So we are quite near to basically fair value on this stock, so not expecting a massive reaction off this release. But if we do go to the downside, we have a $17.18 support. Considering where we are now, don't think that level is going to be all that valid though, unless it's, basically the results come out in line and there's no guidance change. But if we get a bit more of a reaction to the downside, we then have a 16.25, and at a really strong push, we could have a 12.15 support. So both of these level are anchored VWAPs. This dark blue one, this is from January 1st, anchored VWAP, and then this is a quarterly VWAP, which is from June 1st. So those are the three supports I'm paying attention to on Palantir. From the resistance standpoint, then we have 19.65, $20.60. This will just be obviously our first deviation from the 6 month, second deviation from the 1 year. Now this 2060 could be quite nice as well, because it would take us to that that 52 week high as well. If we do continue up as well, we have 23.50 and $24. This would be quite a nice strong zone of resistance. If we can get it here, I am quite short biased, but I do think we would struggle to get there on earnings, considering we would need a push of 33%. And again, if we look, what are the options pricing in? Again, all you would do is look at the 11th of August expirations. You can see they're pricing in about a 2.5 point move. And so obviously, what is a 2.5 point move from where we are right now? 2.5 point move would take us roughly to these other levels that we stated, between the $19 and $20 level. And if we go to the downside, that would not really line up with too much. Potentially that anchored VWAP, or if we overreact, then hopefully that anchored VWAP. But again, we'll have to see how these react. I think this would be a lot cleaner trade if we do go to the upside. If we sell off, I probably will not be touching Palantir. Now, on to Lucid, ticker LCID. Right now, we're sitting at 635. We have been range bound for the last kind of few months or so. So what are the key support and resistances? So if we sell off, we have a support at $5. This would require us to break that 52-week low, but that is our closest support. And if we were somehow able to break that, which I do think would be unlikely in the short term, we do also have a support at $3.50. But I do think that is quite unlikely to come down all the way to that level. Then on to the upside, if we end up getting a more of a move to the upside, we have $8 and $8.30. Now, I really like this move, and ideally we can see Lucid push to the upside, because this would be a key resistance trade. Because we come in $8 is our 6 month first deviation, $8.30 is our first deviation from the 1 year, so two strong levels right off the bat. But then you've also got at $7.96, you've got this dark blue anchored VWAP. What is this? This is the anchored VWAP from January 1st, or 1 year VWAP. So really kind of three strong resistances in this level. So I like that. If we open up around that level, I would be looking to trade it. Would define the risk to the upside with a call of some sort. So for short in the shares, buying calls to define the risk. And the reason I say that is if we do break this level, considering how much resistance is here, a lot of stops will probably trigger, and you'll probably see a big squeeze, which would probably take us to at least 950, which would be that next key resistance. Now on to Chegg, ticker CHGG. I haven't actually paid too much attention to this stock since the COVID days have kind of left, because this is when that stock had that massive move. I mean, if we zoom out, you can see obviously strong up over $100 during that COVID time, and then after COVID, a lot less reliant on a stock like this. So now we've seen a sell-off and actually pushing down to 5-year lows. So what are key levels though anyway on this stock? So if we push to the upside, we have $12 as our first deviation on the 6 month. 13.35 would be that 1 year anchored VWAP, and 15.90 as a far off support if we had quite a strong move. So those would be the three key resistances. From the support side, if we have quite a flat move off this release, we have 9.60, which is the 1st of June anchored VWAP, so that quarterly anchored VWAP. And if we get a stronger reaction, we could see a move down to around 5.50, but that's fair value, so not normally a level I would trade off. So I wouldn't actually be looking to trade it. And I think this stock in general, if we sell off, I won't be touching it. I don't think it's going to be a nice opportunity. If we push to the upside, it can make the trading opportunity a lot cleaner to trade. So if we go to the downside, obviously we've got fair value at 550. Not a trading level for me. I tend to trade to it, not off of it. So the closest support we then have would be at 330, and chances of CHGG going all the way down to there, not that much, considering firstly the 52-week low is at 855, and again, just considering a move, you know, why would we sell off around, what would that even be from a percentage area, about 65% off this release? Probably not going to happen. So again, I think there's levels if we push to the upside, that's going to be the focus. If we sell off, probably going to avoid this stock. On to Paramount, ticker PARA. Right now we're sitting at 1660, and what you can see again with this stock, like the few others we've looked at today, is have basically just been range bound. They've been a bit boring recently, and you can tell this quite clearly by looking at the quarterly anchor VWAP. It's barely moved. It's just been flat really since June 1st. So right now we are basically kind of sitting nearer that fair value. So we may not even get that big of a reaction off the earnings. If we do, and it takes us to a level from a support side, we're looking at 1350, and if we had quite a strong move, 1050. On the other hand, if we push to the upside, we have $19 as basically these key resistances. First deviation on both the 6 month and the 1 year, and you've also got the 1 year anchored VWAP at 1862. So again, 1970, 1930, and 1862 as those upside targets if we push to the upside. Now on to the final company we're looking at for today, and that's going to be Beyond Meat, ticker BYND. Now, right now you can see we're actually kind of hugging our quarterly anchored VWAP. So again, this is the 1st of June anchored VWAP. So right now we're just sitting on this, waiting for the earnings to come out. What side is this going to take us? Obviously, if it comes out relatively in line, you could just see a move back to this level. However, if we get an actual reaction off this, supports we're looking at 1190, which would take us to our first deviation on the 6 month, and at 960, which is our second deviation on the 6 month. So key supports, if we come here, again, still need quite a strong reaction. Sometimes Beyond Meat can be quite reactive. The last two haven't been anything too crazy, or the last one wasn't too crazy. The one before that had quite a nice move. So we need to see what sort of reaction we can get. But if we do get a strong move, again, 1190, 960 support. And going on to the resistances, we do have a small one at kind of this 1530, but considering how close we are to current price, probably not going to hold up all that well. So I'd be paying more attention to the 1640 and the 1670, and if we were able to break that, I'd be looking at the 1865 as that final resistance. And this level I actually really like because it's caught this top, strong obvious resistance there, was acted as support there, and then back here really didn't do too much, but acting as a key level kind of in the recent times, and again also a deviation level. So it would be a really strong level, would require quite the move though to get there, because considering we're at 1450, you would need a 28% move. And again, we can see what are the options pricing in about a $2.60 move, which would take us to the above deviations roughly, and the ones around $17, but not quite to that 1860. So we'd need to have quite a big reaction, maybe a boost in guidance could see us pushing all the way to that level. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, why don't you check out this video, because you'll probably enjoy that one too.